Nuso Friday, correct? Plain Bartok. Yes! Love that piece. God, that's great.
And a whole bunch of lists.
And a lot of.
Yeah, it's lots of lists. Yeah, lots of lists. Then Saturday, symphonic band, Heinz of Rome, yay! Come and don't have ears when we're all said and done. Okay, so we lost the front part of the orchestra. That's always interesting. So, who would like to go first? Where did they go? Is there like an orchestral break or something? I didn't see the light. No. Stage manager. All right, Malcolm, I saw you looking the other direction.
All right. See what you're saying.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Did we tune? Yes. Here we go. So,
That's what I was doing.
what did you think was going to happen?
I was going to lose my place and then get off the beat.
Okay, so what I want you to do right now is just give us downbeats. Because trust me, they don't need to see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. What they want are the beats. Okay, so let's just do that. So let's let them talk to you about what they're seeing and why they're responding that way, because they're being honest respondents. So, trumpets, what are you seeing?
I was seeing the beat in your hand more. There were like 2 beats almost, and the one at the tip of the baton was later. So like I was reacting to the one in your hand, so I was like ahead of.
So,
Something
can-
like this.
well, I think there's a whippy action that's causing them to read things oddly. So what I'd like you to do is see if you can just get us to play that first note together, which is just thinking up, down, up, down. That's it, okay? And a little more pressure here rather than like that.
Yeah, I was trying to because on Monday I remember talking about heavy things. So I think I was just trying to do too much.
Okay, but let's just, yeah, that's fine. Let's see if we can get that first note to speak into. Okay? Okay, yeah, just one note is fine. And in fact, let's save our chops. Let's just sing it. On top.
Top.
Okay, now, the one thing that I see is that you're, I think, trying to force the rebound up. And that's what we're not reading quite so well. Rather than we're singing as a result of what you're doing here. You're trying to get us to sing as a result of what you're doing here, if that makes sense. So I want you to worry more about this, okay? And more pressure here. And then just let this bounce. Don't try to force it up. Top. Could you do this for me? That's it. Just,
Top.
but no rebound. Just,
Top.
and now with a, so you're just thinking prep, boom, prep, boom. And see how the tip of the baton barely moves when I get there?
Top.
And it's kind of quick coming back. Just prep, prep. Okay, now we're going to sing top. And I still want you to do that. Top, top, Okay? Now I want you to give us a little bit of a balance, but not much. Still just one note. Ta, ta. That's better. Now let's sing the rhythm and keep bouncing. Ta, 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 ta. Good. Now, this goes back between 4 and 3, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to sing for you. Da, 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 da. But you're thinking that kind of articulation.
Going back to this time.
Yeah, go ahead and do the pat. Da, 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 da. Is that improved from what he was showing before? A bit. It's a little quick to 2, so you have to allow enough room for the end of 1. Okay, try it again. We'll still sing. Ta, da, 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 da. Okay, and if you know you're lost, then here's what you do. Downbeat, 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 until you're sure that you've hit another downbeat, and then go again. When you see me or other conductors doing this, sometimes we're not lost. Like I'll do this for a certain thing, but chances are I've done something and I boo-booed, and I just need to mark time until I get to the next measure, rather than going I effed up. Okay, I'm back. Okay, and no one ever knows. So just now you know. But this is I'm lost, right? It happens. It happens. Okay? Let's play. Because it was bad. I'm not stopping you because it was bad at all. I want them to respond. Was that better than what he did before? How was it better, Joe?
Well, I think there was a greater sense of just one ictus rather than one with your wrist and one with the tip of the baton. So that was definitely clearer for us.
Yeah, much easier for us to respond to. And the reason I stopped is because you're going to do it again, and I want you to feel that sensation of showing energy and receiving sound. Beep, dum, dum, ba, ba, bum. And I think everybody's taking this too quickly, in my opinion. This is moderato e maestoso. So a moderate tempo and maestoso. Maestoso means what? Huh? Majestic. Maestoso. So this is, we've talked about this is a burly guy and all this kind of stuff. And that hammer, how heavy is that hammer? Is it one of those like, I want to hang this poster on my wall? Like one of those? Right? This is one of those Hammer of Thor moments. Bang. So I think everybody's taking this too heavy, or too quickly, excuse me. I think this needs to have a heavier sense to it. Deep, 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 bum, bum, beep, bum, 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 deep, bum, 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 bum. This is not a guy that moves quickly. Set up, set up, set up, set up, set up. Just there we go. One minute. So some of this is navigational. where you're just gonna have to figure out, okay, 4, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 4. That's, okay, so from the beginning to A, which is, what, 10 measures of music? Yeah, it's basically groups of 7. 4 and 3, 4 and 3, 4 and 3, 4 and 3. Then I get to letter A and it stays in 4 for a while, and, okay, so there's just some, like, navigational things. And look at letter C, it looks like letter A. It goes back and forth until the very end. So, could we pick it up at letter A, where it's a little more consistently in 4? And see now if you can get the character to change, because we have a little bit of a different texture here, right?
Okay.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-ba-da-ba-dee. Yeah, why don't you give us the upbeat into letter A?
Let's start on three.
Yep, we're going to start on 3, we're going to show 3, we're going to play on 4. 3. I would mark in your score, like in red or blue or green, whatever your favorite color is, over top, wherever you think your eyes are. 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. You know, things like that. That way you don't have to like find this little time signature. You can just look down at it quickly and maintain some contact with the ensemble. Okay, Malcolm, great, thank you. I missed our blacksmith. Where was he, Tristan?
Yeah, Tristan.
All right, your punishment is up you go. Oh, Drake, you're a blacksmith.
How do I
Great.
do that?
Yeah, it doesn't have to sound very musical, just, you know, metallic. Okay. Yay. Let's just start right there. So what happened?
I've sped up a lot.
You did, and they were very kind and followed. Okay, why did you speed up?
I think
Not because you wanted to.
Yeah. I think I was kind of reacting to the fact that I wasn't hearing anything on the call.
That's right. And not allowing enough room for them to place the note before you got to the next beat. So when you start to get anxious and move, they're just going to move right along with you. Can we sing for him just the first 2 or 3 measures so that we're doing the 4 and the 3? Da 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 da. Good. Better. 2 is too soon. B, da. I want you to be half the speed, and I want you to show us the first 2 beats. Half speed. We're going to respond. Ta, ta. Good. Do it again. Make 2 more important than 1. Ta, ta. Good. Can you show us the articulation as well? Ta, ta. Good. Now this speed. I'll just keep snapping. be snapping. Da, 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 da. That's better, that's better. I feel like we're almost at the Kentucky Derby though. Sorry, I got your baton here. And it's like, go horsey, go! Or it's usually back here, right? So there's a little bit of this. Is his time better? The time is better. Now, the impulse here, or the action here, or the energy, whatever you want to call it, has to be more this than this. Can you just give us some downbeats that really seem like you're zinging? Yeah, that wouldn't hurt me. Hurt me. Take it out. Ow, ouch. Thank you. Okay? Now, do what you were doing before. Yeah, see, there's nothing there, okay? So there needs to be some kind of energy that gets out to here. Right now, the energy's kind of stuck back here, and it's not getting transferred out to the tip of the baton, okay? So it takes a little more, wrong word, but a bit more tension in the wrist and the fingers to get that energy out, rather than staccato, which is a lightness in the wrist and the fingers. Can you try that? Just a few downbeats where you're really flicking. Remember that paper thing that Daniel was doing? We're not going to do that right now, but think about that, like how much energy you need to get to the tip of the baton. It's better when you, yeah, it wants to do this. Out, 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 rather than down. Okay, that's better, that's better. I think for you, I know so many people, we ask them to move out. I kind of want you to move back in just a bit. When we get out here, we're not as powerful as when we're here. You want to try to center most of what you're showing in ensemble in your core, because that's when you are the most powerful, when things are here at your core. This doesn't denote power. This denotes something else. This doesn't really denote power either. It denotes something else. This denotes power because it seems like you're holding something in front of you. So I think for you, that already looks better. When you're kind of out here, it's hard to do that, right? Let's sing for you again. Okay, so we're thinking setup and do that. We're thinking about that little piece of paper and all the energy. Oh, you didn't hurt me. So what are you feeling? They're going along with you. What are you feeling when you come to that moment where you show this and nothing happens? Where do you feel this energy? Or are you feeling energy? Either question. Do you feel energy?
A little.
A little bit. Okay, where are you feeling it?
Probably in the wrist.
Oh, probably in your wrist still. Okay. So, how not to do this and hurt you? Supposed to do this. Just do this. Can you do that without making the stand go? Okay, that's energy in your wrist. And if you did that in front of an ensemble, it's like, ensemble bad, right? This, yeah. So now, can you do that? As opposed to something like this. It still wants to kind of do that rather than. Do you have percussion friends? Like set players that, bang the crap out of their. Do you ever sit down at a set and play? Ask one of them, hey, go grab a beer and let me play your drum set for a little bit, and just smack the crap out of some toms. Go, go, go. Like like it's a sound check at a gig or something. Go, 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 go. I hate sound checks, especially with the drummers. Like, is this drum gonna work? Yeah. But just, you need to hit something, right? So right now, that's your tom. Better. You don't seem angry enough. Are you an angry person?
Not really.
I know. That's why I like you. You don't seem like an angry guy. But this is that thing where, like, I've been a blacksmith for 30 years. I'm still living in the same hut that I've always lived in. I make 3 shekels a week, or whatever the monetary unit of that village is. And, you know, I've been eating porridge for, 30 years. And, and dang it, I gotta make horseshoes.
Pretty much.
Right? Bang, bang, bang. Try it again. Good. Can we just sing on the ands form and just da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. So what sound they produce has to be a result of what you show right here. And then just allowing enough room after that for them to place that appropriately. Da, 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 da. Try it again. Da, 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 da. All right, here we go. Now we just got to translate that, right? Same ideas, though. Basic structures and things. I think the biggest thing for you, how did it feel when I was grabbing and all that kind of stuff? Uncomfortable because, here's this 40-year-old guy like grabbing my arm and making me do these things. But what did that feel like?
It felt like, I think first of all, I was getting my arm in different positions that I was not comfortable enough to move to.
Okay. How about the energy here? Did it feel different?
Yeah, I felt like it was coming more from the rest of my arm.
Yeah, it's more intense, right? Because you have to use a little more muscle to make that happen. Doesn't mean you have to have muscle, just you have to use more of it. How did it feel when I took my hand away and you started driving on your own again? Right there.
Yeah, it felt, I guess I felt like I was trying to do more of what you had tried to make.
Yeah. So I think for you, it's all about trying to get that energy out to the tip of the baton. I think a lot of what you feel is here and it's out like this, rather than down with the baton. Okay? So I would just practice maybe a few of these zingers. Just like that. Okay? And then try to zing, but with some rebound. Okay? And find that person that will allow you to play on their drum set for a while. All right, thank you, Kristen. Next. Jing ding.
Oh, sorry.
I saw you two
stole
like
your-
exchanging glances, like, who's it gonna be?
You can play it if you want.
And Drake, are you having fun? I know. How did that feel to be you just then?
I just wanted to go through it.
Well, and did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a great job. Very, very nice. What I like is that I think, just like Erin the other day, that Jingping is feeling the 8 notes that she's asking for in the middle of all of those beats, right? There's a sense of stability, which I think is excellent. Yeah, good. We're going to do an experiment. May I borrow your instrument, please?
Sure.
And you put down that baton and trade. Okay. And go ahead and set up like you're about to conduct. You see where this is going real quick, huh? Strike. Do you see that she's pulling the punch at the end of it? And then you go again. You hold it.
Okay.
It's heavy. You got it. This is what I'd like you to do. There's some degree of follow-up. When you were with them a moment ago, and maybe you guys have noticed this, that a lot of the energy for her was stopping about right here. And that right before the moment of impact, you pulled your punch a little bit, just like you did with this guy just now. So, I mean, this is more of a minor thing, and we'll move on to some other stuff. But I want to see if you can extend your energy this way. Kind of. Go ahead and turn to the side so they can see this. Do the same thing. Do you notice how a lot of it's coming from right here rather than right here? Try it. Okay. Do it with just your wrist, please. Again. And let's kind of lower your plane just a little bit. Wow, my ear's ringing now. Do you see the difference? That the motivation's coming from here rather than here. And I think maybe Tristan a minute ago, yours was kind of going like this. You were trying to get that energy out, but there wasn't the follow through to it. And we'll turn toward that. And give me yes. No, yes, exactly. Now can you give some degree of Exactly. Right. Wow, this is loud, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go ahead and grab your baton.
Imagine sitting in front of that.
Wow, that's terrible. Okay, so now you have a different implement, but she's got all of this character that she just brought to this drum. Can you do the same and use this to get what you want from them, and not just, oh, I did the thing on any time. Right.
Okay.
How does that look to you? Just like do that. Go like this. Go. Ah! Do that to them. Again, yeah, try. Now, imagine you're striking something, and I'd like you to go, ah! Ah!
Ah.
Kind of ring the thing in front of you. Ah! Let's do it together. Ready? Ah! Once more. Ah! Now don't
stop, let it ring. You're ringing something. You're ring. Say that, go, ring. Yeah, but see, ring, let it go.
Ring.
Maybe even with your hands, go, ring,
Ring.
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 Do you guys see what I'm trying to get out of her right now? Okay, we'll keep exploring this, but see if this makes a difference. You're gonna think, ring, ah, ring, ah.
Ring.
Right, let's try. See if this does anything for us. Punch just a little bit.
Yeah.
We want you to hear receive. Receive. Like there's something here that's filling your arms. Kind of. Strike. Strike. That's right.
Yeah.
Relax, like entirely don't want to hurt you. Right? Like you're striking something. Everybody, please. Awesome. How did that feel to you just then?
Feel like a lot of emotion. Like,
What did you see out of that? Did that feel different to play for just then? Any quick commentary and we'll let her try?
Yeah, it was more of a defined front to the note, and it definitely provided energy right from the start. Where I think your first time, you had an idea of what you wanted to do, but it kind of gained momentum as the piece went on.
If I could sum this up for you, I think your technique is okay. And I think your musicianship is fine. What I'd like to do is for you to explore more ways to externalize character quicker.
Ring.
Like it's good, it's fine, but it could be great. And I want to see that from you, that you'll do whatever it takes to get them to do whatever you want.
Okay.
Not just that it'll go through and it'll be all right. Because it was all right, it was fine. But let's get something to happen.
Okay.
Right? Let's try. We'll go for a little bit. It's allowed, right? Experiment. So what I like is, do you feel that like she's getting outside of herself a little bit more? I think so. Let's see if you can do it more with what you're showing them right here in your core, rather than, I don't know if you know that you do this.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you do that a little bit?
Yeah.
So maybe you can think, I'm a little bit more stable, it's right here, you've got a little something right here that says, it's gonna be crazy, and then it's gonna happen for you.
Okay.
I like what you're doing here, and maybe it is a little bit messy, but you know what, this movement's a little bit messy, and that's okay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Let's do it again. Give me one adjective to describe this.
It feels like royal grand.
Royal, grand. We're looking the upbeat to the melody right there.
Yeah.
How about this one?
I mean, it's bigger. It felt like if before it was like just one person, now it's like the whole band.
Well, it is. That's
Right.
literally
Right,
what it is.
right.
Character-wise, what is it? We're looking at C with the next reprisal. One word for character. What is this? Well, but that's what you do, right? Did you hear what she just said?
What?
Because I hate giving characters. But isn't that the job? Isn't that what this is?
Yeah.
Anybody, what's a word at C that would inspire you? I think, this is me, raucous, rowdy, rambunctious, energetic, vibrant. Anybody?
Brawny.
Brawny, I love it. We have limited time. I'd like to see, please, shoot, what measure is this? 2 bars before the melody. You know where this is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'd like to try 2 more C. And I want to see what the difference is going to be for you. Okay? 5, we get it, it's the 4/4 bar. We're gonna do, what was your word here, regal? Right. And then we're gonna do bronze.
Okay.
And see if you can externalize the difference in our limited time here.
Okay.
Do we know where we are? Great. I can't wait to see what this is going to be. This is 2 before C, right? Is that correct? Great.
Should I do the, oh, sorry.
Right, 2 before C? Yeah. I think that was fantastic because she took the risk of getting outside of herself to do what the music requires at that moment. And that's the best you can ask for, right? I think that's excellent. And next time you're up, I guess, to do the assessment or the next piece, maybe that's where you can start. Let the music guide what the technique's going to be rather than fix the technique into the music. Yeah? You think we have time to do the end once? Once. Last 4 bars, 1 shot. So in context, we don't have time to do it again, but you'd want to give them a really quiet 1 and then a big 2. Rather than like 4, 2, okay, so da-da-da, go. So like wait, big, and however you want to experiment with that.
Okay.
Rather than get like trapped with 4. You'll be out of
Yeah.
position. Okay, I'm sorry, we're out of time. Great job, thank you.
There's no choice. Opening on the jacket to conduct. All right. Nice, Hannah. Very good. Let's go back to the beginning. I think what you're showing is mostly good. There are some things that I think are ineffectual right now, and we're going to try to figure those things out and not eliminate them in 8 minutes, but at least get us on a path of eliminating them. So what are you seeing from her that you think is a little extraneous or ineffectual? Because we don't want to be ineffectual.
Sometimes they'll just like it's really good, like you'll cue someone, you'll put your left hand up, but you don't really motion towards them. It's just kind of like,
So cues, we know, have direction. You know, it's eye contact, and I had a teacher that said, if you're giving, for instance, a right-hand cue, you want to put the ton tip in the sight line between you and whoever you're cueing. So if it's Serena, and I don't always do this, but I'm going to try to get that baton in that sight line. If I'm using my left hand, I'm going to do the same thing. Try to get my left hand in that sight line rather than something that it's just general. This just says general, so that's good.
Okay.
What else do you think seems like there's energy, but it's not energy that's directed toward a purpose? I like the energy. I have no problem with the energy. Now I'm trying to get it to be focused.
I feel like you have a really good pattern and there's lots of energy, but the tip of your baton seems a little diffuse.
Yeah, so here's, good news. Your wrist is working. Yay! Okay? It might be working too much. Yeah. To the point where there's energy here, but then it kind of continues up, and if I did it in slow motion, it would be kind of like this. So while there's a lot of energy to make this happen, when we speed it up, I'm doing the same motion, but see how the baton wants to, I'm exaggerating, but not too much. See how the baton wants to become disconnected from the sound? So it's almost like a record player. You ever see a record player? And if the needle is off of the disc, you just don't hear any sound. And so when you do this, or when any of us do this, we're literally taking the needle off of the record and the sound just kind of stops. Rather than trying to keep, if it's legato, the needle on the record, and even this is different than this. Can we just practice a little bit of these? See how the needle wants to stay more connected to the record rather than this, where it wants to lift off? Can we just do the former? Do what you were doing. Okay, and I want you to stop at the top. See how it's up there, and there's nobody up there. So we want to try to keep all the energy going this way rather than up. Because if it's like here's another analogy for you, a garden hose, right? We want to spray them. It's summer, it's 90 degrees, here's some nice cool water. Rather than, whoa, water everywhere. Try to get all of that out to here rather than up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, try it again. Do the former. Okay, that's where you were, but still using your wrist, which is fine. Good. Now we want to try to get the wrist to move, but have a little more energy out to them. That's better. It's better. What I don't want, and this is always a tricky experiment to do, is lock up and then use less energy in order to move less. It's not moving less, it's moving differently, if I could try to think of a way to think about it. So it's just moving differently, not less. What I liked is you allowed room for the eighth note to speak. Dee, dum, dum, ba, ba, bum. Now what I want to try to see is if we can just ring this part of the pattern a bit more and keep the baton connected to them. Can we just do this in slow motion? Maybe all. So more this, and not so much this. Does that feel different? This. Can we just play at the top? I'm just going to maybe do the first two bars, and then you're going to take over. Okay? Here's the top. At least from this perspective over here, it seems like your wrist is still moving, but it's not like this, how it was. Okay? How did it feel when I had a hold of you?
Yeah.
Did it seem restrictive at all?
No.
Or less energy? It's just trying to focus that energy into a laser beam.
Okay.
Okay? Now, we talked a little bit about this with Ching Ping was up, but how is this different? You marked proud there. Great. And this is legato. Do you think you showed legato?
No, because I forgot.
All right, so let's maybe practice a little bit of this. So let's go, how are we going to move from proud, marked, to legato? Is it an instantaneous thing? Can we somehow prepare the ensemble for it? What I'm talking about is letter A. So she has, rightly so, marked A to be proud. And letter A legato. Before letter A, it's proud. So is it an instantaneous mood shift, schizophrenic, if you will, or is it a little more nuanced?
I guess one.
Okay, great. Where does it begin to be different?
The
Yeah, I agree. So what we communicate here and how we prepare that will set all this up. So it's not about, okay, I've got to remember that this is legato, and then it's back to marked. It's how do I get from one to the other? And I think if you think more about the transition rather than the point of departure and the point of arrival, I think that's a better way of thinking. Okay, then you don't have to worry about so many things. You're just worried about the transition. So let's start 2 bars before letter A, everybody. So we're proud here, and then we're moving to legato. Okay? 2 bars in front. Yeah, just right on the downbeat. So this beat here, you show the same way as
Yeah.
all these beats, when really this beat here has to be like
Yeah.
this, okay? Because it's all about preparing. So let's try that again. Everything must be prepared. And did they respond to that? They did, because now you're telegraphing, this is going to be different. How can you accentuate that change? Not just with this, but what else can you do? Yes, right? I contend that a good 75% of our conducting is this, because this is what people are looking at. They're paying attention to our hands, but they're not watching the hands. They're watching your face. So I'm not saying that you have to be Bernstein or anything, like proud, you know, when he would, you know, do that kind of face that he does, and then legato, you know, and all this. You don't have to do that. That's hammy. But I think you have to maybe raise your eyebrows a little bit. When we raise our eyebrows, what does that do? What does that tell an ensemble?
Gets their attention, maybe
Yeah, it gets their attention.
A little more lighthearted because
Yeah,
your eyebrows
it's
are-
lighter. Raising the eyebrows usually means light, playful. This. Serious, heavy. We can say a lot with our eyebrows, okay? So our eyebrows are kind of like the framers of our eyes. So if they're down over our eyes, it says one thing. If we lighten them up, it says another thing. So maybe at letter A, you show us that nice, yes, right, like that, okay? Is it okay to smile at an ensemble?
Of course.
Aaron says no, but Aaron's wrong.
Of course.
Because I'll tell you, at the symposium that we had in the summer, I can't tell you how many of the players responded to the conductors and said, thank you for smiling at us. Think about when you're in the orchestra and Yampolsky gives you one of these. Well, have you ever gotten one?
Probably not.
Oh, too bad.
I've gotten thumbs.
You've gotten a thumb. That's his smile, right? He doesn't usually this, but you get the thumb, right?
Like grumpy face.
So, smile for us. Here we go.
Like, good job, but you better do it again.
2 in front of A. Lighter still. Now you know, this shouting things at me, like it's getting heavier, like that's the thought process, like, okay, I've got to show more weight, or this is heavier. And your technique is coming along really, really nicely. Now we've just got to hang all the little ornaments on the tree and make it even better, okay? Nice job, thank you. So I'm going to also ask you on Friday a very interesting question when we get into discussion time. One, I want you to have a few reflective thoughts now that we've hit week 5, and we have 5 weeks to go. And I'll bring you some goodies as well for after the midterm. Yay! From the kitchen of me. But I'm also interested, and I want you to think about this too. I think between the 3 movements that we've done, there's probably a movement that you think this is more in line with kind of the person I am. Maybe it's this movement. Maybe it was the first movement. Maybe it's the second movement because you're into that kind of music. But I want you not necessarily to think hard about it, but I want you to look, how many of you use iTunes of some kind? Yeah, and there's probably a frequently played list that's on. I want you to go in and see what you listen to. What are you listening to? What would shock me if I knew that you were listening to it? What wouldn't I be surprised at? Would you be shocked to know that I listen to Metallica? Yeah. No, I do. All right, just, you know, because, like when I want to run fast, I throw on Metallica. Like No Leaf Clover with the San Francisco Orchestra. And I also listen to Puccini, like opera and things like that. And it's all on my frequently played thing. Like that's schizophrenia right there. Like just look at my frequently played list. But I want you to think about that too. Like, and if it's pop music, I listen to pop music. It's fine. If it's pop music, what kinds of pop music do you like? Do you like the electronic house music? Are you into more like, you know, glam pop? You know what? What kind of pop music do you listen to? You know, are you a Britney Spears aficionado still, even though she's like, I don't know, in Vegas doing her thing? But, and I'm not in the business of saying you shouldn't listen to popular music. You should. You need to know what people are listening to. It's the only reason I really do listen to pop music. I want to know what people are listening to and why are they attracted to it. And then I usually like it and then I start listening to it myself. So, but I want to know what's kind of in your wheelhouse. And I think that says a lot about how you approach little c classical music too. Like what things feel good for me, what things don't feel so good for me. Maybe it's a lot of what my aesthetic choices are naturally. Okay, so that's a little bit of what we'll talk about on Friday. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you then.
I did this before. So there was
Yeah, and I think I tried to take off the one that didn't. Yeah.
Aaron,
Yeah, I don't know why.
for another?
You should have. That
When you're in the room, Bill.
And I didn't check after Raina sent me that. I'm like, oh, darn it.
Oh, they did?
I was about to, but then
Hey, man. They're calling your name.
And it was like submit.
Go, good job, Laura.
Aaron, I have to screen. I don't know if we need to actually.
There's this questions
The new principal
then
won.
nothing showed up, and then I went back, and then it
So-
did show up.
You're heading in the right
I
direction.
just ended up redoing the whole thing.
All right, man. I'm coming.
Guess we forgot to remind people that we.
Oh, the chairs?
Yeah.
Cheers.